Ready? 3,
Go.
2, 1.
Box. Oh. Come on. What is that?
Backed by popular demand, we're digging into footage that shows bullies taking on combat sports professionals. Part of being a bully seems to be a lack of intelligence. A lot of people will be big or fast and think that they're the best fighter in the world, even though they don't know the difference between MMA and UFC. Well, WTF those SOBs. In this video, we're going to be highlighting and exposing some fake tough guys, bullies, and people who just got themselves in a bit too deep due to their ego. It's a fan favorite theme for a reason, and we got some great clips for you. Here are bullies versus combat sports pros. First of all, we got to give some credit to the streamer Sneeko for doing this. Sean Strickland is a former world champion, a great boxer, and most importantly, in this situation, a borderline crazy man. Strickland was letting the streamer work in the early goings of this spar, but as the round was nearing its end, Sean did what Sean does, and that's fight like a madman. He lit Sneeko up like a tree, and thankfully, Forrest Griffin stepped in and stopped the fight. I mean, the spar. Thanks to Sneeko and Strickland for the footage. Alan Lianos is the shorter guy in the black shorts here. He's an MMA fighter. I'd call the larger man his sparring partner, but they aren't acting like teammates halfway through this session. The larger guy is throwing every ounce of his being in his leg kicks. And even though Alan told him to chill out, he never did. So he turned it up and started tagging the larger guy with his punches. And as you can see, this one just got a bit too out of control.
Big elbow. I gotta say this, sweet retribution finally for the Filipino team as they able to eke out a win.
The guy with the tattoos here is acting how my grandmother thinks all guys with tattoos act. It's a shame. What's not a shame is RJ Ortega's composure and skill set. His opponent was nothing short of a punk going into this fight, and he got nothing short of punked in the fight. RJ beat this cocky guy to a pulp. He didn't get the stoppage win, but I don't think he wanted it. He punched this dude silly for the entirety of 3 rounds, leaving no room for excuses once all was said and done.
Bang, boom! Pound and pound and ground and pound. He wants his retribution. He's getting his retribution.
Tell me this doesn't look like a scene from a cheesy rom-com, where the IT guy has to defend his librarian girlfriend from some biker dude.
Come on.
Allegedly, the bigger guy was walking down the street, randomly picked out a shorter, smaller guy and said, "Hey, let's fight." Well, the smaller guy said, "Come to my gym tomorrow." Yeah, the larger guy showed up against his better judgment and was taught a lesson the hard way. The embarrassment from this video is almost as painful as the fight itself. He even got scolded after going down, told not to challenge people to fight in the streets.
Never disrespect someone on the street. You're lucky you meet me. If you meet people like this and you do on the road, you are dead, my friend. This is a lesson for you today. Take this as a lesson.
Don't think you're the big guy, bro.
You don't think your body's so big, you come to a guy in the middle of the road and shout, "Hey, I want to fight you."
This is the best ending to a video that we could have hoped for.
You don't want to get away from me.
When this large guy came into a gym and challenged a small boxing coach, he was quickly humbled. Oh, also his girlfriend was there too, so keep that in mind as we watch him get him beat up. It turns out that the guy he challenged is a pro fighter named Alex C-Turn. A fitting last name considering he'd see this man turn from a tough guy to a coward, calling for a break just moments into the spar.
You need a waiver, nigga. You need a waiver, nigga. You don't want to need a waiver.
Just a day later, the gym's coaches found out this man was arrested for robbing an old man. I'm sure they wished Alex went a little bit harder after getting that news. When an American Marine in Panama City has had a few too many drinks, a few too many good friends in his ear, and one opportunity to sign up for amateur boxing night, we got some great content. This guy was so cocky and asked for his opponent to set the tone with a punch. Sure enough, he got dropped. This was no fluke. The rest of the bout was the Marine getting beat up by wild hooks. Not a great performance by the guy who won, but a really embarrassing performance for the guy who lost. Here's Mongolian fighter Betgar Aldana. His opponent got a little too animated at the stare down and almost incited a fight right then and there. Thankfully, Dana kept his composure and waited for fight night itself. His opponent was fierce at the stare down, but also in the fight. He scored a few knockdowns, and things were going his way for a bit.
A lot of speed. A secondary.
Flurrying here, the Mongolian trying to recover.
Dana's got to protect himself.
Straight back up to his feet.
However, in the final round of the close fight, Dana threw a flying knee that would solidify his victory. This knee was thrown at a unique angle and had enough power to shut the lights out. Shout out to Karate Combat for putting this fight together. They got a great promotion, be sure to check them out. Well, this is a bit awkward. This cocky fighter at the stare down told his opponent that he was going to sleep him. A bit of foreshadowing, but in the wrong direction. Because when it came to fight night, he got knocked out like Medusa hit him with eye contact. A head kick had this guy go down like a mannequin. But hey, I get it. Trash talk adds interest and really, it's fun. I'm not gonna fault this guy for talking trash before a fight when there are guys out there saying worse before a game of basketball. Dangerous people come in all shapes, sizes, genders, ages. There are a lot of scary people out there is what I'm saying. However, the odds of someone wearing a scarf while simultaneously being frightening are pretty low. Come fight night, this guy kept his scarf in the locker room and should have left his ego with it. The opponent he tried to play head games with gets a takedown early and is making him pay for the random screaming at the stare down. After a non-stop barrage of punches from the top, the ref had had enough and stopped the action. From what I've heard, the guy without the headgear is an undefeated street fighter and came into the gym looking for a challenge. I'm also an undefeated street fighter with a record of 0-0, probably the same as this guy. I doubt he's ever won a fight, but he certainly lost one in this gym. The trained boxer brutalized his opponent's body and landed a clean right on the face. The street fighter called it quits after about 10 seconds in the ring.
What happened?
And again, we've got a trash talker coming into a gym and trying to boost their ego by beating someone who trains. The thing is, though, it's so unlikely, and it takes a whole lot of delusion to think that with no training, you could beat someone who puts the work in. This is a great example. It's pretty similar to the last beating, but the coach yelling, "What happened?" to the challenger while he's writhing in pain, makes my heart happy.
What happened? What happened?
The guy in the white shirt is taking on a challenger and seriously looks like he could be doing a crossword puzzle while fighting. He's so calm, just makes his opponent miss by an inch and counters when he knows the shot is there. No wasted movement and no shots without a purpose. That's what great striking is all about. After eating more than enough punches, the challenger finally hits the deck. We don't see the justice that we want here, but one punch is enough for me. The smaller guy has some boxing training, and he's taking on some random dude who can lift things pretty well. When it comes to punching, I'll take a boxer over a lifter any day. After landing a Cripps counterhook, the boxer slips. Any decent person would have let him get to his feet, but the bodybuilder's ego was bruised by that last punch, and he jumped on the boxer. Nice jerk. Bradley Martin is a bit of a bully. Sure, he's playing a character, but whether you being annoying and antagonistic is genuine or not doesn't change the fact that you're doing it. So seeing him get smoked is still fun to watch. Here, a wrestler half his size takes him down. Martin's strength can only do so much, but it'll never fully bridge the gap between himself and people who have great technique. And down the giant goes.
Don't turn your back.
The guy in the red shorts texted the coach of this gym looking to spar. He claimed to be a fighter and said he could beat any boxer in the gym, no problem. Well, the footage, says otherwise. He had no gas tank compared to the boxer he was getting work in with, and he just couldn't defend himself well. He was putting himself in bad positions, and at the end, he just turned his back, which is saying, "I give up," without directly saying it. And here we go again with the street fighters thinking they have what it takes to beat a boxer. This guy came into a gym and got placed against a kid who'd been training. The boxer in the Venom tank put in some work and really humbled the challenger. And if you think it looks like he's not really trying, well, you're right. He probably isn't trying very hard. The challenger came in throwing punches like there should be cartoon sound effects behind them. So yeah, easy work for the boxer. He scored knockdown after knockdown after knockdown, but punctuated the session by sending his opponent out of the ring.
You say he's ass, right? You say he's ass, right? You said he's ass, right?
This is one of my favorite videos on the internet right now. And that's saying a lot after AI has started making footage of people getting arrested for wearing large boots. I'm going to assume that you can tell who the boxer is and who isn't, but if you need a hint, the boxer is the guy not throwing punches like his arms are giraffe necks. The other kid is a street fighter who came into this gym and called his opponent names. Well, after realizing he was in way too deep, he tried to get out of things by calling a timeout.
He's ass. What about you? You missed. Ain't no timeout. Go. Ain't no timeout. Ain't no timeout.
Timeouts don't always work in a boxing ring. And thankfully, it didn't work here. This guy got beat to the point of falling out of the ring. Again, one of my favorite videos. This one is more funny than it is satisfying. You can see the trash talker here in the green gloves lose all confidence after throwing 2 punches and hitting nothing but air. His opponent is just getting started, but the trash talker quits on the ropes before things really have a chance to heat up. The ref in the ring with them is dying laughing over how quickly this guy went from running his mouth to running out of the situation he got himself into. There are multiple types of bullies. Most bullies don't last in MMA gyms, but some of them slip through the cracks, and we see it often with weight bullies, people who use their strength and size rather than skill and pick on smaller people. Well, seeing them get humbled is so much fun to watch. The small guy teed off on a weight bully like he's been a long time coming. Shout out to Overtime Boxing on TikTok for this footage.
Come on. Hands up, hands up, hands up.
Speaking of weight bullies, the guy in the blue shirt is a 200-pound trash talker trying to get a win over his 115-pound opponent here. Speed trumps size in this particular video. The larger boxer is slow and is fighting like I do in my dreams.
Push that. Just keep pushing. Come on. Go. Push through it.
The smaller guy is slipping and ripping. Really, he's giving his opponent a defensive boxing seminar free of charge. Well, he's taken a toll on his ego, but that doesn't count. Thanks to Jose Jazacasio on TikTok for posting this. From what I've gathered, the bigger guy in the black gloves is a bully, and the guy in the blue gloves trains. The fighter in the blue is really stressing me out. He looks crisp at times, and then at other times, he's just letting his opponent hit him for no reason. However, when the guy in blue gets going, he really puts some good work on the bully. I'll give him credit, the guy in the black gloves is far from the worst we've seen on the list. So maybe this was a gym bullying situation. Either way, if it's true that he's a bully, it looks like he was taught a lesson. Thanks to Japan Fight Club for the footage. Check out their TikTok page for more content. And that does it for our video. How'd you like the content? Let us know down below. Be sure to like the video and share it. It really does help out the channel. What do you want to see next? Let us know. Subscribe and hit the bell icon to make sure you never miss a future upload. Catch you next time.